Hello, today I'm going to show you how we convert our little dining room table, which is here, seats 4 people, and how we convert it to seat 8 people. And we've got a very simple, well, fairly simple way of doing that. Most of the time we just have it like this, because most of the time it's me and Tom, maybe a couple of other people might come round. So this is fine for us. But tomorrow I've got a few more friends coming round, and so I thought it'd be a good chance to put the big tabletop on, and I'll show you what we do. It's fairly simple to do, and we just keep it under our bed upstairs, so it's out the way most of the time. But it's handy sometimes to be able to make your table bigger, and if you haven't got enough money to buy a big table, or you just want it occasionally, you don't want a big table filling up your space. And because it's quite small here, we certainly don't want a big table all the time. There's our little table. I'll take this off, move my plant. There we go. Okay, so obviously depending on the size of table you want is you know, how big you want to make the bits that are going to fit on top of it. So for our table we've got a piece of chipboard. You could use anything as long as it's solid enough to, you know, to be able to sit at. Imagine sitting at it and pressing on it, maybe resting your elbows on it, that kind of thing. So ours is a sort of very rough chipboard. Watch yourself if you're dealing with this kind of stuff, because I just got a massive splinter now just trying to clean it. I was actually dusting it because it'd been under our bed and it was a bit dusty. And I got a splinter that went right through this bit, you know, the bit between your thumb, this bit here. Oh my God. And it was sticking right through, so I had to get some tweezers, and at first I pulled it in the wrong direction. It was definitely wider at one side than the other. I pulled it the wrong way, so I made it even worse. And anyway, I calmed down, got the tweezers and pulled it out the right way. It was quite hard to do, so I've now got a plaster on. So be very careful if you're dealing with sort of chipboard, any sort of rough wood. So yeah, so ours, the measurement for ours is 152. So it's 152, we're going to end up with a circle with the diameter is 152. And it's in 3 pieces, that just makes it easier for us to move and everything. And so this is the main piece, which is upside down at the moment, but I just wanted to show you it. And it's basically got these bits of wood that have been put on at each edge, and they're going to, when I turn it over, they'll sort of make it fit to the table so it doesn't move around. And then each bit has also got a little turnkey, kind of another little piece of wood, and that's to help fasten, secure the other bits when I add the other 2 ends on. So these bits here are clipped onto the side. They've got to be in line with where your table edge is, because they're going to be the ones that sort of stop it from moving around, basically. So there's one on each bit, and you see they're in line with the edge of our table. So when I turn it over, they'll stop it from moving around. So I'm going to show you the other 2 ends as well. In fact, I'm going to turn this over first, and you can see how it fits in place. Trying not to get any splinters in my hands. There we go. I mean, our table isn't a very stable table anyway, but this is actually nicely supported there and held in place. Now I'm going to add the other 2 bits on. This chipboard's quite good because it's got a bit of an edge on it. Got a groove, you see that groove? So the other piece will slip into it. So that's good. That slips in quite nicely. Good, perfect. And now I just need to get my screwdriver, which is charging up at the moment. Just put some screws up from the bottom. Just got 8 screws to put in from underneath, so the holes are there ready and everything. It's not a big job. Okay, so it's a new day. My little battery drill has been charged, so that's good. I've got a bit of power now. And I'm just going to attach the screws from underneath the table. Each little connection, each of those little sticking out bits, there's a couple of screws, and what they're doing is just attaching that underneath bit to the table and holding it all together. It's really simple, and then it's really stable then. And you've got a bigger table to use if people are coming. We have fitted 10 round here, so you can get 10 people around it. It's a bit of a squash, but it sits 8 comfortably. Or for other things, it's really useful for sewing. For a few weeks I had a sewing group here. That was good because it's a nice big space. So if you're making something or doing something, sometimes it's handy just to be able to enlarge it a bit. There, it's all secure, ready to go. So I've got a tablecloth, let's put that on. Some chairs round. Okay, so that's it. The table's ready. Got a tablecloth on. It's not. It's a bit crinkly. I don't have an iron. I only have an iron in winter. Maybe that's another video. When we've got our fire, I've got one of the old flat irons that I heat up on there. But I actually don't iron much. The only thing I use it for is when I'm doing my sewing and I need to iron something. Other than that, I don't iron. So it's a crinkly tablecloth, but that's okay because it's going to be covered with plates and things and nobody's going to really notice. And even if they do, I don't actually care. It's not important. I'm laughing a bit because that was a bit traumatic making that video. The camera kept falling out. It went on the floor about 5 times. So I'm lucky it's not broken. So I'm pleased about that. Have a lovely week and I'll see you next time. If you like these videos, there's another one here. Click the subscribe button if you want more of this type of video. I'm making 2 a week and they come out on a Wednesday and a Friday. Lots of love and have a good week. Bye.